You're in a fight with Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas. Like,
Yeah.
this is so funny. So, for people that don't know, Scott, who you can see every day, all day on CNN, you got into you were on Abby Phillips' show having a normal debate, which is your job, and you schooled this Nepo baby. I say this as the queen of Nepo babies, who really I think should not have necessarily been booked on the show with you because it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, quite frankly. I want to show this soundbite, if you don't mind, for people that somehow missed it. This is Scott in a very respectful debate with Dylan Douglas, son of Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas. Number 12, please.
Who was casting the votes against opening the government, Democrats or Republicans?
Who was wanting to cut?
No, no. Who was casting the votes?
Scott, who was wanting to cut SNAP benefits?
Nobody.
And
Republicans voted to fund SNAP
who was
15
playing up
times.
SNAP benefits after 2 courts ruled that it was unallowed?
Republicans voted to fund SNAP 15 times. Democrats voted to defund it 15
And you talk
times.
about
And
the
now
affordable.
it took, and we
you
had
talk
to get
about
8
the
to join
affordable
us.
health care. You talk about the Affordable Health Care Act. Okay.
It's terrible.
Landmark legislation is not perfect. We understand that. Democrats,
That
Republicans,
is
Independents.
an understatement.
70% of Americans, not Democrats, not just Independents, 70% of Americans believe that they should increase those subsidies past the dead mark of December, the COVID era subsidy benefits. So it's a huge, huge thing that Democrats, Republicans, 70% agree with. And look, when it comes to the government shutdown, I was of the persuasion that to go for it, I didn't really get it. Democrats wanted a fight. They got a fight. Chuck Schumer, back in last year, didn't fight. He got a lot of flack for it, particularly in his home state of New York.
Okay, so Dylan apparently hosts a Sirius XM show. So I watched this, Scott, with my husband this morning, and I was like, oh, this makes me so uncomfortable. Like, I have been put on TV way too early as a Nepo baby. People like putting famous kids on TV. And of all people, Paul Begala actually schooled the living shit out of me on the one and only time I went on Bill Maher. I have been Dylan Douglas. But what didn't happen is my parents didn't have a meltdown. My dad was like, buck up and move on. But there are reports all over many different kind of gossip blogs, including the Daily Mail, that Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones are furious at you and CNN, and they want to blacklist CNN. What
Oh,
do you make of all
jeez.
this?
Well, I was surprised. I'm more than willing to apologize personally to Catherine Zeta-Jones over a nice seafood dinner if she wants to do it. I,
Morticia Adams, I don't blame you.
I
Hello.
mean, honestly, well, first of all, I actually have to say Dylan was actually really nice off the air. He was very nice. I think he was honored to be there. We had what is relatively a normal kind of exchange. He made his Democratic talking points. I dismantled them. This is not an uncommon thing that happens on CNN. I was as surprised as you are to see that his parents were upset about it. But, I think what happens generally with some of these folks is they exist in a very tight little bubble. They never really talk to Republicans or conservatives. They don't really get outside of their, bubble where everyone's telling them how smart and good looking they are. And then they wind up on television with someone of a different persuasion. And it is surprising to them. And so I hope Dylan comes back. I'm sure he'll get better at it, I guess.
I just Googled it. He's 25 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a baby. I don't want to infantilize him, but he's just getting started. So, I mean, that's
Yeah, but
pretty
again,
brave to come on and try to take on a champ like
I
Scott.
feel
Like,
bad. I kind of feel
yikes.
bad for him in that, like, his parents are out complaining about it. I mean,
Yeah, how
he
yeah.
did
embarrassing.
not. I mean, I never saw Dylan complaining about it, but like now in the gossip rags, his parents are out sort of complaining about it. I don't know. To me, I think Dylan was probably okay with how everything went, but when your parents jump on it out there in the public domain and complain on your behalf, it makes you look pretty weak.
Yeah.
When you have free time, Google, and again, this is like, I mean, this must be 2010. This is a very long time ago. One and only time I went on Bill Maher, I'll never do it again. Literally, I was so traumatized from it. Went mega viral back when things could actually go viral because there were so few outlets on the internet. And Paul Begala is schooling the living shit. I cried afterward. It was
Oh,
like a mess, like horrible. And I'm still kind of scared of Paul Begala. Like I still like if I were in a room with him, I'd be like very, but it did teach me lessons that like you have to come hyper prepared when you go on any TV outlet. But apparently, and I do feel bad for Dylan because again, like you said, it's his parents that are causing this drama. But that clip is very uncomfortable to watch. No offense to him. You're obviously very, very good at your job.